he came in, he was like, I need a section and I want a server, but she has to be Black. He requested that. He said, I don't care who it is, they just have to be Black. And I think a white girl was standing next to her and was like, oh my God, that's racist. That's racist. I was like, maybe he just wanted to support one of his own, you know? And he did. And it was a big thing down at the restaurant, y'all. But ultimately, I was glad I stayed and took that table. That extra hour made me $750, y'all. So, yeah, I've had a few crazy experiences. Steven Seagal, horrible tip. Oh God, he was a horrible person. I got stories for days, girl, from restaurants. It was a time.
Whoa, that's really interesting though, especially for how we know Kanye to be today. That's really that's
He
really
wasn't like that.
crazy.
He wasn't like that. This new Kanye, I don't know if it's the old Kanye was pro-Black. Pro-Black. Like my people, my people, my people. Why do you think, I don't know if you were old enough to remember when Hurricane Katrina came and he got up there and said George Bush doesn't like Black people.
I remember.
That's the Kanye I met. That's the Kanye I waited on. You
I
know what I
remember.
mean? This new Kanye, I don't know if it's after he got with the Kardashians. I don't know what it is, but that is not the Kanye that came into the industry. He was very for his people, supportive of his people, pro-Black this, pro-Black that. Yeah, I don't know if it's after his mama died. I don't know what happened, but this is different. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. That's why I'm really surprised when you told me that story. That's really cool though. That's really cool. Now I know that looking at your channel, you started your channel both the Voodoo Doll Reacts and the Dollhouse Reacts around 2020 or 2021, dating back to like 3 years.
The Voodoo Doll Reacts might have been 3 years. I want to say the Dollhouse Reacts is like a year or something old. I just started that one. And I only started that one because I was like, okay, I got demonetized on my main channel. So I was like, let me go find a backup channel. I'm about to tell you right now. I think that's like a little bit over a year old. Yeah, it's a little bit over a year old. Yeah.
And then I know you on the Voodoo Doll Reacts. I know that you did a lot of reviews of reality shows, TV shows, just commentary. Now, when you did this, was it more of a deliberate decision to, you know, try commentary, or was it just more of like you said earlier, I'm gonna sit in front of the camera, I'm just gonna talk, whatever I want to talk about, and if, they don't like it, if they don't watch it, who cares?
My original content was to do reality TV. I love reality TV, but I've always loved it. I don't love it anymore, but I've always loved it. I was the girl who was there for all the reality shows the first day. Like, I'm that girl. So originally I wanted my channel to just be modeled after reality TV. But then I started realizing, even following this so-called script, I was like, people want to hear other things other than reality TV. Even though some content creators are extremely successful with it, I was like, I got to start mixing this stuff up and talk about pop culture, like what's going on in the culture. So I started kind of easing into that and going to behind the scenes of what's happening on these reality shows. And I started seeing people were interested. So I was like, okay, girl, let me just start talking about some more stuff. And if it's popping on Twitter or if it's trending on TikTok, I just go to my channel and talk about it. And people fell in love with my personality, I guess. Because like you said, I'm boisterous. I'm gonna say how I feel. I don't be unapologetic about it. If I'm wrong, I don't have a problem with coming back and apologizing, but when I say it, I believe it. So, but yeah, I just was like, I gotta switch it up. Now, the reason the Dollhouse React came about, like I said, because I got demonetized on my main page, and I was like, all right, well, let me make sure I don't get this to happen on my on another channel. So I created a Dollhouse Reacts and decided, okay, I'm gonna split this content up. I'm gonna put all my reality TV, all the craziness, the wild stuff, the fun, yeah, let's have a good time on the Dollhouse Reacts. And then I'll keep the more serious topics on Voodoo Doll TV because I'm multifaceted. I have many different sides to me. So that's what I ended up doing. And it works perfectly because the crowd that I have on Voodoo Doll TV Reacts, even though some of those people are on the Dollhouse, those are completely different sets of people.
Oh yeah.
None better than the other, but it's just still completely different. At the Dollhouse Reacts, I can get over there, I can cuss, act a fool, lay my head down, and whatever. But on Voodoo Doll TV, it's kind of more serious things that we need to discuss, like our children. Like, I hate that I'm talking about it even now, but politics. I hate talking about politics. But things that we can talk about to better our community. So yeah.
And now that you said that, it's really cool that you do that, because I think people should have two channels, especially with their particular audience. Like, I know that you talked about the Dollhouse having, you do the reviews of when you did Baddies, and you talked about Natalie Nunn and Zeus Diddy or LaBelle Plumber,
Yeah.
and all that whole thing over there. And then, of course, the Voodoo Doll TV talks about, more, like you said, serious topics like your Educational Fridays, your deep dives, which is on Rumble. I know that I watched a couple of your deep dives, especially the church one.
Yeah.
Freak Offs Behind the Pulpit. That was an amazing deep dive. Very, very interesting to hear about that, because you wouldn't really think that you would hear something like that's going on within the church, but
Girl.
people are doing stuff. So, I just feel like, that's great that you knew that, okay, I have two different types of, audiences that watch my channel, that enjoy my content, but you don't want to always have two different types of videos, two different types of videos on one channel. So separate the two. Now, when did you first realize that your YouTube was gaining a lot of traction? Because I know that I discovered your content when you were covering the Krishan Malone Jr. saga. And her doing those Instagram lives with her baby and all that. And I know you used to talk about it and stuff. And I was just like, Lord have mercy, like, this is a mess. Now, how did that particular series kind of influence your channel's visibility? Because I know at one point it was starting to blow up. I think I noticed that you were talking about it, because I think you said other commentary YouTubers, other commentary people, I think like on TikTok or maybe even YouTube, was starting to get into starting to get into it because of that whole Krishan Malone Jr. thing going on. So how was it for you? Like, how did you really know?
So a lot of people don't realize this. If you go back on my Voodoo Doll TV, the original channel, I used to follow Krishan. I used to review her before she got pregnant. Like, I found this girl. How did I even find Krishan? I found this girl, and I remember saying at first, oh my gosh, she's toxic. Like, what's wrong with her? Then I meet her family. I'm like, oh my God, I can see why. I was a bit of a Christianimal. I was like trying to psychoanalyze why the girl is like this. And oh my God, it's because of her mom and her sisters and her family. She's the baby. It's a lot of trauma. I'm using my psychology degree trying to psychoanalyze this girl. And then I remember when it was teased, one of those times that she was pregnant, but she ends up getting an abortion. I remember I was like, God, please don't let this girl get pregnant. She cannot be a mom to nobody, like, not right now. And she got an abortion that time. And then that very last time, she was like, I'm going to keep it. This is how I got engulfed into this, because I knew that Krishan was setting whatever baby she had up for failure, because Krishan was not capable of taking care of a child. It had nothing to do with the money. It had nothing to do with the resources. Here, Krishan could not take care of a child. Krishan was laser focused on Blueface, and it scared me. So I was like, well, I'm going to be the odd man out, because I was, and I'm going to get on here and say she shouldn't have this baby, or she shouldn't be trying to actively get pregnant because she's not ready. And I got pulverized for it. Oh, you just don't like Black women. You're anti-Black woman. And I'm like, no, this is not good. I can see the train wreck as it comes. And I would do videos and I would get like 1,000 views maybe on my video. And all the people who were over there praising Krishan, they would get 100,000 views or 10,000 or 20,000. And I'm over here with my 1,000. I'm like, I'm standing on my square. I don't care. This is not right. So I follow this girl all the way through her content. And I'm on here preaching to everybody, y'all, this is not going to be good. She's smoking while she's pregnant. She's drinking while she's pregnant. I'm pointing out all the things, the trauma that she's enduring while pregnant with this baby. This is before we even met Junior. And then Junior comes out. And when Junior comes out with the same issue that I was worried about and I spoke about it, I'm like, hey, y'all, this is not good. Now, my voice gets louder. Now I don't know how I get pushed in the algorithm, because before you couldn't find me when I was talking about this is not good. Mm-hmm. But once I get pushed in the algorithm and I start hearing the YouTubers who were praising her, and to be honest, they were only praising her for the money and the views, because they didn't really feel like that. But when I found all those YouTubers that were praising her starting to switch their tune to kind of match mine, I'm like, okay, so now you're watching and you're going back to your channel, because now it's not cool to be on the side of, oh my God, the child is going to change her and this is going to be great. And you guys are anti-Black and anti-Black women if you don't think the same way I do. Now it starts to switch. So now all those people, the majority of those people who were praising her have flipped the sides. And it's just like, it's not genuine, because I was on this island by myself saying, hey, this is not going to be good. And y'all were just like, oh, shut up. You're a hater type stuff. And a lot of people started opening their eyes. But unfortunately, it took for this baby to get here for them to see that. Mm-hmm. And I felt so bad, and I still feel bad for Junior. You know what I'm saying? Because he can't help who he born to. But my passion for speaking out against that behavior, because I understand that Krishan is an influencer, it's going to be other young girls who think they can smoke and drink while they're pregnant and then everything's going to be fine. That's what my voice was, because I understand how influential social media is. I was like, nah, I'm going to be the one that get out here and say, no, this ain't right. I don't care if I'm by myself yelling, screaming to the top of my lungs, this ain't right. You cannot be saying that this type of behavior is okay. No. And it ended up working out in my favor, because a lot of people have flipped sides. And honestly, I never did it for the money. Hell, most of those videos didn't even get monetized, because I get the cussing and acting a fool because I get mad. You know what I'm saying? Because like, for real, like I'm seriously mad, because now it's too late and now everybody want to jump ship. So I get the cussing child. I ain't even making no money off the videos, but I didn't care. My passion was what mattered most, and that's why I kept on with the whole Junior saga. But yeah, that's what it was.
And since you said that, that was definitely one of the things that caught my attention, because like I said, you're very boisterous, you're very outspoken, and when you were talking about it, I was just like, man, like, my gosh, I was like, Voodoo's really sick. Cause you know how you have people who talk about something and they're like really, really like passionate about it to the point where it makes them up like really, really angry. And you're just like, man, like you seem like you know this person or whatever. But then again, like I said, I believe you. Like when I first, discovered Krishan myself, she was on the little show Blueface had, Blue Girls Club, whatever. And I remember seeing those clips on YouTube, and I was just like, who is this girl? She's a pretty girl.
Yeah,
she's from Baltimore. She seemed like she had her own thing going on. That I started to go on like the little deep dive about Krishan, about her, from being from Baltimore, being a part of like, a dysfunctional family, and then her having a little YouTube channel, and seeing some of the videos from her past where she looked really happy, and I saw a couple clips from her when she was in high school, and to see where things are now, you kind of wonder like, wow, this is where we are. And then of course now, that she's not on Zeus anymore, now that she's not really doing her music or whatever anymore, she's not really collaborating with other artists, because even the most, I would say, I feel like I shouldn't say this word, but even the most, I don't want to say degenerate, but more of, what's like another word?
No, degenerate fits. It fits.
More degenerate artists from, today. A lot of them don't want to really.
Yeah, that says a lot.
That says a lot. That says a lot.
When Sexy Red and Glorilla back up.
Yeah, that must be something. Yeah, definitely. When I heard about that, I was like, oh wow. I was like, that's whoa. So when you covered the story about it, I was just like, yeah, this is definitely something that needs to be talked about. And since you were talking about it and how you said people started to have that domino effect, you're that one person on that island by itself, and then all of a sudden you got these group of people on this island. Everybody's on this island over here. Oh, we have this one opinion and you're wrong, and all this and all that. And that's when things started to slowly but surely shift, because they saw that change. They realized like, this is, I think Voodoo was onto something. I think she was onto something. And some people don't like to admit it. Some people don't like to admit the fact that some of your favorites can be degenerates, you know, or people can't be humans, you
I
know.
think for me, I don't fall in love with these characters. These celebrities are characters. I don't have a relationship in my mind with these characters. A lot of people do. And I get it. It's designed to do that. So when I see something, I'm not looking blindly because I don't have anything to lose. So I can look at something and be like, no, this isn't right. Whereas a lot of people can say, but I like this person. I don't think that they would. No, I'm not, I don't have, I have no tie to any celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think they're the worst thing to happen to the Black community. I just got to be honest. They're puppets. But looking at being on an island is something I've had to do since I started my YouTube career and started being true to who I am. I've been on islands. Most of the time, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I get upset about being on the island, but then I'm like, it is what it is. And unfortunately, in this society, people have to see, they have to touch and feel to see that it is real. Like you can scream and holler and jump all day and say, wait, you guys, this is not good. They won't care. They got to see it. They got to feel it, you know? And unfortunate for this situation, it was at the behest of Krishan Jr., but it's just like, I don't know. I look at a lot of my people because that's all I really care about, my people. I'm sorry, but not sorry. And I just be like, what is going on? Like, what spell are we under? But yeah, if I got to be on the island, that's fine. I'll stay on there because typically the island tends to fill up after I'm proven vindicated. I'm sorry.
Like you said, the island does start to fill up. Like I said, the domino effect. You were on that island by yourself, and all of a sudden, that slow grip, that slow change, the grifting. It was just like, oh, now y'all see what I'm talking about now. I'm not crazy, right? I'm not. So now I do want to say, how does it feel to really have the opportunity to keep doing commentary, blogging, having the live session panels with other commentary Black YouTubers like yourself, and engaging with an audience through your reviews, your educational Fridays, and your deep dives? You know, and what is it like to have diverse content resonate with a lot of viewers?
I love doing commentary. I love it. At some point, I'm hoping I could do this full time. Well, I'm already doing it full time. Well, I can quit my day job and do this full time at some point. I love it. I love getting up here, talking to people, engaging with people. I'm a Pisces, so I love people. I just do. I like being at the party. I like being the center of the tension at the party. I love all that. Working with other content creators, that's great as well because I'm getting to see other personalities and how they're doing their thing and vice versa. Um, I think that this is a dope job. Like, granted, it takes its mental toll sometimes, but it's a dope job to where you don't have to clock in nowhere. You could just open your computer and hit the go live button and just be yourself. I've never, like all the jobs I've had in my life, I've never been paid to just be myself. So this is like a dope career for me. And having the diverse content, it's work. It's a lot of work. But I love it because I'm the girl who can be dancing at the party, having fun, getting drunk, but I'm also the girl who's very educational. I'm very, spiritual as well. I have so many facets of me, and I think that my content shows how diverse I am. Like, I can drag you over here at the dollhouse and then educate you over here at Voodoo Doll TV for Educational Friday. You know what I'm saying? And do it because I don't care that we got into it at the dollhouse. I want you to get this information. That's just who I am. I'm a very all around girl. I've been like that since I was a little girl, and I've always been outspoken. So, like I said, I used to get slapped in the mouth for some of this. My mom used to be like, "Shut up, you talk too much." Now I get to talk. You know what I'm saying? So it works out for me, child. But I love the diverse content. It's work, but I love it. And if I could drop any of those channels and keep one set of content, it would be Educational Friday. That's my favorite. That's what I'm more passionate about. Educational Friday, teaching our people who they are and what's going on in the past so we can understand the present and the future. And then second content would be, all type of pop culture things that affect us negatively that I talk about. And that reality show stuff is fun, but it could go. It would be fun. But I'm gonna keep doing it because it's a fan favorite. They love it. They love it.
And that's awesome. That's the one thing about being a content creator. That's the one thing about, finding a niche, finding your lane, finding what people like to watch. And the fact of people like to watch you, you know, like I said, because you have a personality, you're not bland. You know, you're bringing something different to the table than what you don't really see, and you know, you stand on what you stand on your word. You stand on your
Mm-hmm.
word. You know, you go through with what you say, and you don't back down. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have a problem with coming out and saying that, hey, I might have been wrong about this, but you have your own opinion, and that's what people like. People like people like people like you when you have your own opinion, and then of course you add your own humor to it. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy watching your 3 hour live streams, 2 hour live streams, hour live streams. I'm not the kind of person that watches, the reality show. I'm not
Yeah.
really big into that, but I like watching your recaps about it because it's really interesting. It's really interesting to hear the tea and to hear what's going on, and you're just like, oh wow, like this is crazy. But it's something that's different than what than your regular job.
Yeah.
You get paid to be yourself, and that's the one
Mm-hmm.
thing about doing content. Like you said, it's not easy because it involves a lot of research. It involves a lot
Mm-hmm.
of time and effort. It involves a lot of thinking and piecing things together for it to make sense. So, but that's what makes it fun.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to say thank you again for doing this interview with
Oh,
me,
no
Miss Voodoo
problem.
Doll. And I just really appreciate just you reaching back out to me, because like I said, you didn't have to do it, but you did. You decided to, and I really appreciate it. And like I said, it was definitely an honor talking to you today. So I really appreciate it.